drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Welcome to SAP UI5 training session. So in the last session we have seen extending a normal control which is already existing in SAP UI5. Today in this session we're going to see how to extend a Google control or any control from the scratch. You want to create your own control, so which is not existing in the standard SAP UI5 control. So this, I'm going to kill pages. So till I say kill pages, this error will keep coming. So let me refresh. Now, how do you do it? Is I'm going to close all. Now, I'm going to create a new control here. How this control looks? Well, first have a look. First we have to see how this control and what we have to do. We're gonna do that. Custom control. I put custom control. So when I say custom control, there's a custom control which is already there. We're going to build the same type of control in our application. So this custom control. So what is the error inside this custom control? There are two errors. Google is not defined. And yeah, let us check the internet is not working or not. How do you check the internet connectivity? That is more important. So how you're going to check is navigator.online. When you say navigation.online, it has to come with, say there is no internet connection. I have disconnected from the D-Link. See, navigator online is false. Navigator offline, there will be, so like this. So whether you are online or not, it says false. So this means your internet connectivity is not there. Now I'm going to connect my internet. So turn on the internet and I'll be get a message. See. So I have successfully connected now to my internet. So once I done this, I'll check here navigator.online. Yes, it is true. So I'm connected to the internet. So I'm going to refresh this page. Now your Google should come, because I'll tell, yeah. Yeah, this is the control. We're gonna do it now. So it's a map view, satellite view. If you want to have a street view also, you can directly place this inside this breakpoint. It will give you a street view. So this is a street view which is already there. You can have your own addresses. See, this is the place. That is the one. Okay, we're gonna have this Google control. So we're gonna use our extend controls and we're gonna develop the Google control now. Now developing the Google control, we have to start from the scratch. So there is something called custom control, and inside that we have control and a Google control. I'm going to copy this three things and I'm going to place it in our extending controls. Custom controls, I'm going to place it. Once I place this inside this custom control and controls, we have to change the names now. So I'm going to change names here. So when you copy, similarly, even when you copy to this, you have to change this. So that's the reason, like when I'm doing here, it has some significance. Whenever you copy something or you do by yourself, you have to check. These are the small things. You have to make sure that those are correct. Custom control. So our name is custom C capital. Yeah. So I'm going to replace this custom controls with that name. So custom C capital and yes. So I'm going to find first and then replace. Find first and then replace. Find first and then replace. I've done. Close. I'm going to save this file. And first, whenever we are doing a control, we have to have that particular control available. That is, we are developing from scratch. So this is scratch Google Maps. So this control, I'm going to use it in our view. That is Google Controller view. So this is JS. So this is a similar feature. I'm going to do controls, find, replace, find and replace, find and replace, find and replace, find and replace. Okay, I'm going to save this. And now I have to go to view. Inside view also I have to change. Control F. These are shortcuts. You have to make use for the quick. So I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace this. Yes, I'm going to replace this now. I already replaced it. I'm going to save this. And the next thing, once I have saved, now I'm going to execute this with index.html. From index.html, I'm going to execute this. So how I'm going to execute? I'm going to add a Google control. Google control.view.xml. So I'm going to a Google control should display, but there is an error somewhere. I have missed, I think. See, Google is not defined, so you have to check and navigate online. Is true. That is true. I'm going to refresh once again. Yeah. So sometimes the internet will play around. So this new Google map is not getting called. So there is an error inside this latitude and longitude. This new Google Maps. So we're going to see Google Maps with a just coming on. See, Google is not defined. So this new Google Maps is not coming. Google Maps. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So we have to include that. How do you gonna include that? That is in index.html. Okay. In this index.html, you have to include that Google map. So what you're gonna include it is, we'll go here, and in this index.html customer control, we have included Google. That is here, this one. We have to include this jQuery library so that Google things will work. Okay. So this gives you this. So I'm going to place it somewhere here. Okay. This gives you a Google Map library. I'm going to save this and I'm going to run it again. So once I run, loading from Google, and then it will give you the result, end result. Still it has a problem. Then we see our index.html is loaded or not properly. That is more important. So this is not getting caught. Yeah, that's a problem here. So we'll see what is the issue with this script. We have to close the script, and we have to open the script once again, and we're gonna close the script here. Yes, that is absolutely right, including this. Yes. To save. So in this custom control also we have done the same thing only, like we haven't included anything extra, but it needs not get loaded from here. We have to check whether this JS is there or not. Now we'll go here and I'm going to paste it, and it is taking some time, so might be this Google Maps. Since internet is not working, that's the reason. So we'll go here and we'll say, see, it's not online. True, yeah. So refresh once again. Okay. Might be. So it's still loading. So this there is some problem with the maps. So okay, that's all right. So don't get tensed. It's easy. Like we have to use some other source, or we can make use of the present source itself. Let the internet gets connected to the maps. So once again we check. Now internet problem got resolved. So once again we'll check this API is working or not. We'll go here, and now I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to run it again. See, now the API is working now. So now the Google should work now. The extend control should work. I close it here. Then I'm going to refresh the extend control, and that should work. Yes. See, the Google map came now. Clear. Now we're gonna see this map, how it got placed here. So what we have done is, first we have to take this control and we have to take it on our view, and we're gonna display it. So first what I have done is, in the local resources I have loaded my custom control, so that our control will go to this custom control, and then it will look for the files, view files. So I have placed ID Google control 1, and the view name I have given custom control dot Google control. So that means we'll go to this particular control. Sorry, this is not the file which we have to see. This is the file which we have to see. I'm so sorry. That's what I'm saying. Like, why the custom control? Yeah, this is a custom control. We have loaded resources, and inside these resources we have loaded the control. So inside this control Google Maps. Okay, so now this will go a custom controls. So this custom controls, and inside this custom control it will go to Google control. So Google control.view.xml, because we have given a XML there. So in this index.html, XML. So it will go to this particular file, and then this file will be called. So once this file will be called, we have something over here, that is a view, how the view is placed. So XML view is written like this: core :view, and inside it we have XMLN, that is namespace we have given core. So SAPUI.core is the namespace, and next is XMLNS, and another namespace is MVC. So if you want to use MVC related information, we can do it in this XML view. So that is nothing but just recollect what we have discussed in the previous session about XML views. So when we want to use any view inside one view, that time this namespace will be used. So whenever you use a custom control, that time sap.ui.core is used. Any core functions. And the next is XMLNS commons. So once we see commons, then we can use XMLNS UI commons. And then is controller namespace. So controllers names. So whenever we see controller names, we are relating controller name to this control. So that is Google controller. We're going to handle this Google controller from here. And then we are taking Gmap. That is our custom map. So that is custom map we have already created. That is inside this control. Inside this control we have Google Maps. So you want to get this reference here. So whenever I use Gmap, like any other commons or any other standard UI control, we're going to use. That time we have to give a name. This is a custom name, that is Gmap I have given. To this Gmap I have assigned the file where Google Map controller is present. That is in custom controls.control. So it will go to custom controls.control. We have Google Map. So like this. And then we have a namespace, that HTML. If you want to use any HTML data inside this XML, you can make use of this. And the next is, we are calling that Google Maps. How we are calling this Google Map? Like any other control. Like any other control. How we have called a button control? So button control is normally like this. Button, close it, and the text we give to this button. Similarly, how we gonna write any other control, we're gonna do the same way. Button. See, button, any other control we have taken. Gmap is nothing but this, Google Maps, and we have given a property called ID, and inside this property we have another property called address. Cool. Now, it will go to Google Map controller and check whether there is any logic written inside this. Nothing. It's an empty file because we are not going to do any operations. So now from here it will go to Google Maps. So once I could click on this Google Maps, this is very important. How we gonna create a custom control. So first, when we are declaring or creating any custom control, first we have to declare. So first we have to declare the name here. So that is custom controls at controls.map Google Maps. So that whenever we use this, that means we are giving a name to this particular file. That is a JS file, googlemaps.js. So inside this, we will be writing our code. So the controller name is sap.ui.core.control. That is normally we have to do with an extend keyword. So inside this extend keyword, we have custom controls. The name of this control is custom controls.control.googlemap. It has to be same, the name, so that it will be easy for you to fetch where the data is, or you know where the control is present. Like this we can understand. So custom controls.control.googlemaps. Inside this folder, this control folder is existing. Inside this control folder, there is a Google Maps control view.js. This view, Google Maps.js. And inside this, as we know, like any other control, we have properties, aggregations, etc. So now in this Google Map controls, we're gonna use a properties. There are 3 properties we're gonna use. That is address, latitude and longitude. The shortcuts for this is lat and long. Address, latitude and longitude. So inside this address, we have a string. So that string is nothing but data type. So how are you gonna write the property? First you have to give the property name without any double quotes, because it is an object. How you know it is an object? It is in a flower brace. So flower brace is always an object. And when we have an array, that time we have to write a double quotes. So the properties are always an object. So address is an object, that is nothing but one property, and to this property we are going to assign data type, that is string. And the next is latitude. So inside this latitude we have something called string. This is another data type. And another data type is long. So to this long we have assigned another data type called string. That means same, the 3 values will be in string. So if you get confused also, just we'll compare with the standard SAPUI5 library called button. See, there is a button already open. See, properties, text, and like this we are assigned string. Like this, enabled, we're gonna add like this, true or not. Okay, can add this type of properties. Enabled is boolean, so we're gonna add a boolean data type. So visible is boolean, is it true or false? And then the width is nothing but CSS property, like this. Help ID is nothing but string, default is null, like this. So whenever you do your custom control, you have to do the documentation like this only. If someone want to use, you want to sell your custom controls. Clear? So icon over, icon selected, icon first. These are normal properties. Similarly, you can have your own properties, and to that we can have a data type. So we'll go to a control, and similarly when we do associations also, like events also press, and there will be an event associated to this. It is a function, so it should be closed and open flower braces when you are declaring it. It is not associated to any data type. It is a function, so you need to have closed and open braces like this. if it is a function. For functions, like if you want to have an events to this, events like this, okay, which you have an h over event, like we have seen, right? H over event. So on this h over event like this, you can have, right? Can add this custom control. Cool. So I'm going to revert back my changes. Okay. Here we're going to do. So always declare the data type first. Properties, address, data type, latitude, data type, longitude, data type string. Clear? Now meta information is done. Now, when you're gonna do a init function, this is the first function call. After properties, there should be init and then renderer. And because there's a difference. Because AV control has an init function that is called first, then on before rendering, on after rendering, on exit. Here also we have like this, because when we take a standard control like SAPUI5 after it execution we do it on after rendering, right? So similarly we're gonna do it here something like this, because there is no control which will be executed first, because this is not any standard function or library. So we have to write some code in init function where this will be rendered first. So what I'm going to render is, first I'm going to render a box. First we'll see there. First I'm going to declare this box, one box. Inside this box I'm going to place Google control, and I'm going to put some CSS. There is some margin, there is some gap, so I'm putting some CSS. First is box, then is displaying Google control in this Google Maps, and then putting CSS. That is what I'm going to do. So on init function I'm going to display the box. Rendering I'm going to do something. On after rendering I'm going to do something. So on init function I have taken a global variable, this dot underscore dot html, that is underscore is nothing but a private, that is global to this particular file. So I will call this as a private variable now. So this dot underscore html is a private variable. To this private variable, what I have taken is, I have taken a new sap.ui.core, because I'm going to use HTML content. So how I'm going to use HTML content. So HTML content, how I'm going to use is,